Dr. Raghunath, regarding the criticism leveled at the independent senators, what are your thoughts? Is it justified? How do you view it?
When you say criticism, what criticism are you speaking about? I mean, there's been so much. Which one?
Regarding the latest with the PMKPB Plus would have indicated beforehand that she did not expect the support for the Zoso bill, and she indicated that several of these senators are not really independent. What do you think? Is it justified?
Well, I will not say it's justified in the context of simply saying that not always have the entire independent bench voted um, with the PNM as opposed and opposed the UNC in the context. There have been several instances when members of the independent benches voted with the UNC. So from that perspective, that is, I will not say that they are simply PNM party members or card carriers or whatever else. There, however, remains issues and concerns as to um, who are these independent senators, um, and more importantly, how independent are they? But and whether or not they have their own biases towards the PNM. I cannot, and I will not dare question those or seek to answer those questions. But rather, I would say one other thing in a tangential way. I think that the allegations that are being leveled against the independent Senate bench arises from the fact of the challenges that the president may have brought upon herself in terms of her selection of the independent bench. Uh, there have been suggestions and there have been claims, and I mean, these are verified claims, that when you look at the population um, makeup of Trinidad and Tobago, um, questions have been raised as to how, in a bench of 9 people, the president could only find one person of East Indian descent. Um, does that mean, and especially when that community probably makes up about 40% of the population, so that so effectively that became a critical concern. Another concern was simply one when the question of the geographical location of the independent senators. All of the independent bench comes either from North Trinidad or from Tobago. No senator, I think, was chosen from South or Central Trinidad. And to that extent, questions have been raised as to whether or not the president was being equitable in determining how she would have chosen her independent benches. But in making her choices and with those just those 2 basic points, there have been concerns as to whether or not some of the allegations that Kamala Prasad-Bissessar would make against the independent bench may have merit. Particularly so when we talk, and I mentioned this in passing earlier, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar's supporters, the majority of whom come from South and Central Trinidad. So it is in that context now that you're going to say that here's an independent bench, or supposedly independent, that does not consider people from South and Central Trinidad.